Hello students, today I have come up with the part 3 of P block elements. Today I will complete noble gases. Today I will start with the xenon oxides and I will complete with the xenon oxyfluorides. So let's start with xenon oxides. Let's go to start with the preparation of xenon oxides. Okay, xenon oxides are basically prepared by the hydrolysis of HCF4, that is xenon tetrafluoride and xenon hexafluoride. So let's come up with the reaction. Let's balance it. This will be 24. This will be 2 and okay. This is how we can obtain xenon trioxide from xenon tetrafluoride. Hydrolysis of xenon tetrafluoride will give you xenon trioxide. Next, hydrolysis of xenon hexafluoride. I will balance it immediately at the moment. Okay, reactants and products. Okay, these two are the preparation of xenon trioxide. Now I will come to the preparation of xenon tetroxide. How xenon tetroxide is prepared? Xenon tetroxide is basically prepared by the action of barium perchenate and anhydrous sulfuric acid. This is the structure of barium perchenate. This will react with anhydrous H2SO4 to form HCO4 plus barium sulfate, and along with that water. Okay, this is how xenon tetroxide is obtained. Okay, these are the preparation of xenon trioxide and xenon tetroxide. Xenon tetroxide. Okay, in your syllabus among the xenon oxides only xenon trioxide and xenon tetroxide is there. Now I will come to the structure and hybridization of xenon trioxide and xenon tetroxide. Okay. Xenon in the ground state has this is 5s orbital, 5p and 5d. Okay. Now xenon in excited state. Okay, xenon in excited state means xenon in xenon trioxide, that is xenon in presence of oxide or oxygen. What will happen? Please note it properly. This is different from the fluorides because oxygen forms double bond, one sigma bond and one pi bond. So this is a bit different from the normal xenon fluorides. Here 3 oxygen atoms are there, so there will be transition of 3 electrons from the p to the higher energy d orbitals. 3 electrons will go to the d orbitals. Okay. One oxygen atom will donate 1 electron and form p pi sigma bond. P pi sigma bond. The next oxygen atom will form p pi another p pi sigma bonds. So all the sigma bonds formed by the 3 oxygen atoms is completed. Now these 3 oxygen atoms will form 1 pi bonds each. Okay? 3 oxygen atoms of xenon trioxide will form 3 sigma bonds and 3 pi bonds. But the pi bonds won't be considered in the hybridization. Why? Because the hybridization the geometry of the molecule depends on the hybridization. And here the sigma bond and the pi bond are formed together. So the pi bonds won't be considered in the hybridization. So 1s and 3p, sp3 hybridization. The ideal structure will be tetrahedral for sp3. But look at the structure. It has 1 lone pair of electrons. So the actual geometry will be pyramidal. Okay? This is xenon trioxide. Now I will come to xenon tetroxide. Just another oxygen atom is added. So 1 electron from the 5s orbital will be excited to the 5d. Here the last oxygen atom will form another sigma bond and that same oxygen atom will form a pi bond. sp3 hybridization. But look at this molecule, look at the structure. It does not have any lone pair of electrons. So the actual structure and the ideal structure will be same. The geometry of xenon tetroxide is ideal as well as actual is tetrahedral. Okay? Okay, now I will come to the oxyfluorides. Xenon oxyfluorides. First is the preparation. In the oxyfluorides, you don't have all the hybridization of all the molecules. Actually, for all the molecules, you don't have to show the hybridization. You have to know the hybridization and the geometry of the molecule along with the structure. For two of these molecules, you have to show the entire process. But for the others, just the geometry, hybridization and structure is important. Okay. Xenon oxyfluorides are formed by the partial hydrolysis of xenon fluorides. Let's see what happens. XeF4 undergoes partial hydrolysis to form XeOF2, along with that HF. XeF6 undergoes partial hydrolysis to form XeOF4 and along with that HF. Now XeF6 again undergoes hydrolysis XeO2 F2, and here water is given in a bit of excess. Okay, partial hydrolysis of xenon fluorides will result in the formation of xenon oxyfluorides, but complete hydrolysis of xenon fluorides will result in the formation of xenon oxides. These are the preparation of xenon oxyfluorides. Now let us come to the structures. For your exam, the entire structure of XeOF2 and XeOF4 are important. Xenon in the ground state, 5s, 5p and 5d. Xenon in the excited state. There are two fluoride ions and there is one oxide, that is two fluorine and one oxygen atoms are present. Oxygen will form double bond. So how many bonds are formed here? 2 bonds for the 2 fluorine atoms and 2 bonds for 1 oxygen atom. So a total of 4 bonds. So 2 electrons will get excited to the d orbitals. Sigma bond with fluorine, another sigma bond with fluorine, sigma bond with oxygen and pi bond with oxygen. We won't consider the pi bond. sp3d. The ideal geometry is trigonal bipyramidal. Let's see the structure, then I'll come to the actual geometry. Okay, see there are 2 lone pair of electrons. So the actual structure is T-shaped. T See, if this is inverted like this, then this will be the upper part and this is the straight line T-shaped. Okay. Next I will come to the formation of XeO-F4. In this case, two other fluorine atoms are there. So, one more electron will be shifted here. 4 fluorine atoms, oxygen sigma bond and oxygen pi bond. Till this, we will not consider the pi bond. sp3d2. The ideal geometry will be octahedral. Let's see the structure, then I will come to the actual geometry. One lone pair of electron is present, so the actual structure will be square pyramidal. Okay. For the next 3 structures which I will show you just now, for all these 3 the hybridization, that is the how the structure is formed, you don't have to show that. Only the structure and hybridization and geometry are important. One is XeO2F2. For XeO2F2, the ideal structure is trigonal, bipyramidal, and the one lone pair is present. The actual structure is seesaw, distorted tetrahedral or seesaw structure. The next molecule, let's look at the structure of this molecule. See? No lone pair is present. So, both the actual and ideal geometry will be trigonal bipyramidal. Okay. Then the last molecule which you have to know, no lone pair of electron is present. So, ideal plus actual, both the structure will be octahedral. Okay. These are more or less the parts which are required for your noble gases. In my next video, I will start with group 17 or the halogen group. Thank you.